Hi Cancer, welcome to your May 2016 Runescope. With me, my name is Amanda. This month I will once again be using the beautiful Golden Tarot by Cat Black in conjunction with the runes to find out what's going to be going on for you in May. I will also be using for the spiritual guidance readings over on my Vimeo on demand page, the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. So for those of you who didn't get a chance to check those out last month, hopefully you will do so this month. I do encourage you to do so. It was pretty amazing how the spiritual guidance lined up with the readings here on YouTube. And especially if you're less than thrilled with your reading, that can give you a different aspect, because we do cover mostly the challenge of each month here, which can last for 2 hours out of a month, or like 1 day, 1 week. I mean, it's different for everyone, but it's just one little view that we really get, you know, as far as like, you know, issues or problems or things that you're going to be tackling and the advice for that. But the spiritual guidance readings can give you a glimpse into other areas, other things that, you know, are probably going very well, or they can give you extra advice on how to deal with any challenges within that particular month, in addition to the advice that comes through here in the free general reading. So if you want to check that out, just tap or click the show more button below this video and you can follow the link over there. But let's get started on the Runescope here. We'll see what your challenge is going to be, or the focus of the month. All right. As always, Cancer, I do want to remind you to check out the video for your rising sign as well. That always gives you additional information as far as like other areas that may be lit up for you or other issues you may be tackling in May. Of course, the only way to get a reading all about you and only about you is to schedule an appointment with me. I do readings on Skype. They are $65 for 30 minutes. Just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. It's also here in the video if you're on a computer, but also below the video. Let's see here, Cancer. Let me just take the temperature here of what May is going to be holding for you. Well, the card that you have coming up, the tarot card that's coming up in the challenge or focus position, is the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups can talk about leaving behind a disappointing emotional situation or something that, you know, was a very difficult emotional time for you. Something that didn't work out. But really the main theme of the Eight of Cups is departure or change. You know, a new chapter, one chapter ending and another, you know, beginning. And for many of you, this may have something to do with something connected to the past. You could be restarting, rejuvenating something from the past. You could be working in conjunction with someone else on something, on a project. Some of you may be moving. I mean, this can mean travel and an actual shift or a new home, a new dwelling place. You do have the rune of real estate. Othila is here. Those of you that are fans of the Mortal Instruments may recognize that rune. But I see you, many of you moving, finalizing a deal. You know, maybe this started previously. Maybe you already closed and you're moving in May, or you're looking for a new home. Maybe you've moved because of a job and you had a temporary place you were living, but you're looking for something new. You know, this could be a focus for most of the month. You know, Mercury is retrograde for the first, I think, couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of May. So you, of course, it's always advised, if you can put it off from signing anything or making any large purchases, such as a home or property or anything like that, If you could put that off till the end of the month, that would be ideal. Of course, if you can't, you can't. The thing is with Mercury, though, if this is something that started before the retrograde, if it's something kind of old coming back, which this can also have ties to the past or family, this could be something that is actually good to handle during a Mercury retrograde, because when it brings back old news, old business, that can actually be fortuitous. But this does seem to be something that you are, if it's not property, if it's not moving, this could have something to do with a new start at the family level, a new start in especially emotional connections with people in the family. You know, maybe you've been estranged, or you know, other members of the family have been estranged, and now people are kind of coming together, or there's a renewal, a rejuvenation here, and it's actually quite protected. It's actually quite positive. I feel like a lot of luck will be around this, and everyone will be very positive, because the help that's going to be available to you is the Sun card, which is great joy and fun, and being able to laugh at things that maybe before were very, you know, heavy emotionally. But the Sun card also has a lot of connections with children. So maybe it's the birth of a child that's bringing people together. Maybe it is a grandchild that's kind of brought other relationships to a new beginning. There is an element of that. And it's not that, you know, all disagreements or all things will be healed. You know, some people will always know how to push our buttons, particularly people who know us well, like our family. But, you know, it's going to be easier in May, I think, to avoid those things, because there's so much joy around regarding pregnancy, children. Maybe it's a celebration of achievement. The Sun card also has a lot to do with recognition, achievement, graduation, moving to the next level of something, which goes along again with the Eight of Cups, kind of closing the door on one chapter and starting a new one. That is very exciting. So some of you got cattail twitching and messing with my cloth over here. But yeah, I feel like because there is so much joy available to you, whether it is your own achievement, Cancer, or maybe the fact that you get news that you're pregnant, or that there are, or that your partner's pregnant, or that, you know, there's been an achievement with one of your children. There's so much joy in your life. Anybody who is kind of being petty or trying to start little arguments or rain on your parade, they're not going to be successful. I do feel like you'll just kind of let it pass you by, you know, little remarks or any sort of, anyone who's kind of trying to detract from your success or your joy, you're just going to kind of let it slide, because it's par for the course and you know who this person is, and this is just the way they always are. Now the Devil card is here in reverse. So this indicates that someone may be, dealing with a situation that is, the Devil card can often talk about addictions. It can talk about someone who is in bondage to, you know, something else. They're being controlled. They're using their power to control others, or using their, you know, their gifts or skills in a negative way rather than in a positive way. But I feel like, and there's a stuck energy to this. This is also someone who's in like an abusive relationship, who is with someone who's very controlling, jealous, you know, that sort of thing. Very abusive, emotionally in particular, but maybe physically as well. This could be someone who is being liberated from that for some of you. For others of you, this is just kind of the liberation from, like, if you're graduating college, it's the liberation from, studying and moving on to go to work, to use your knowledge, use what you've learned. Others of you, if it's leaving a job, leaving a home, it's just freeing yourself maybe of, maybe you didn't like living there, maybe it was a neighborhood thing, you didn't really care for your neighbors, or you didn't care for the town. There's a liberation element of this. If it's not you, it's someone else. And you're going to have support of family and friends. It's people helping you, you helping others. There's a real kind of camaraderie and a coming together and a celebration that someone has maybe freed themselves of a negative situation or a negative influence. And this could be you or others, or there may be both going on for some of you. Maybe you are moving on to something new, and someone that you care about is also, getting out of a negative situation. For some of you, maybe this is kind of like an intervention air to it. And if you are doing that, if you're concerned about someone in the family who has an addiction issue, and you're staging an intervention, everybody's coming together to help this person, it will be successful for most of you. And for many of you, this may have to do with alcohol, because we've got 10 of Cups in reverse, which is still not a bad card, but when I see the cups, and especially in reverse, and 10 of them, that can symbolize in a very mundane way, over drinking, excess, particularly with alcohol. Doesn't have to be, it could be anything. But yeah, this seems to be, those of you that are coming together, if it's gotten that far, your intervention, your interceding and helping this person will be successful. So, and if it's you, Cancer, I mean, you could be the one that you're like, okay, I'm done with this. This has been the source of all my problems. I do want to kind of change my life. I do want to be able to go after things rather than just wait for things to come to me. Because, when you're escaping reality all the time through a substance, no matter what it is, or through any type of escape. It's not just substances, but they are the most popular and most effective sometimes. But if you're escaping reality, you're not dealing with reality, and problems just tend to mount up. And it's a vicious circle, because then you just want to escape more and more, because every time you're back in sort of reality, or you crash, or you wake up, and there are more problems because you've never dealt with the small ones, and they've just kind of piled up. So, if it is you, Cancer, that has had a problem, you will have support of family and friends. You will have whatever help that you need. And some of you may be the subject of an intervention. If you do have a problem, it's time to admit it. If things keep going wrong, and you do have an issue, you do have an addiction that is an escape for you, then it could be the time that, it's time for a new start. It's time to leave that way of life behind and go on to a more positive, joyful existence here. And, we all need the help of others sometimes to recognize this, to do this, because when, we can't be objective when we're in our own head, and other people can sometimes see us more clearly than we see ourselves, or even see what's going on with us or our lives with a lot more clarity. And for some of you, they may just be family, friends, maybe helping you leave a negative relationship, get away from someone, again, who was possessive, controlling, abusive in some way. Maybe alcohol or addiction was a problem for that person, but, some of you may just be like, you've got to get away before this gets more serious, or before things intensify. Now, what can't be changed for the month of May? We've got Ace of Swords in reverse. So, the thing that may be holding you back, finances may be playing a role in, I really would have left sooner, or I really want to leave, but I don't have the money, or I really want to move, but I don't have the funds. For those of you that are dealing with that kind of if that's holding you back, I still feel like you can make the shift or change, and maybe that's how friends, family come in. Like if you're really like, I really can't live here anymore, I need a place to stay. It's like, temporarily, someone's going to step up to the plate and offer you a place to stay, maybe even offer you a loan. Again, this may be a month where if you just reach out, ask for help, you will get it, because, you have people who care about you. Or, if it's not family and friends, because not everybody has a fantastic relationship with their family, or a friend who lives close enough that you could kind of move in with. Maybe this is other help, especially if you've been in an abusive situation, especially if you need medical help, if you need attention with an addiction. There could be some sort of organization or government assistance program that you could get help from, that will help you leave a dangerous situation. So, but for whatever reason, you may feel like this is a defeat, if this is you, Cancer. Now, if this is someone else that you're helping to move, maybe you're offering this person a place to stay, but yeah, they may feel like, a failure. Or they may feel like, life has just really kind of taken them for a ride. They've been run over by someone or a situation. And, Cancer, if this is someone you're close to that you care about, they may have problems asking for help. So it may behoove you to offer that. You may need to give them, you may just need to be like, okay, you're moving in with me, or you're going to come stay with me because you have got to get out of this situation. There is some urgency for some of you. It's not going to apply for all of you, but there is some urgency. Like, I feel like someone could be in physical danger here. So, wouldn't it be awful if you didn't kind of like make that offer and then find out that something, has happened? So I would definitely, I don't mean to be a fatalist. I think that would be an extreme. I am not seeing that in the reading, just a feeling that I'm getting. And I feel like it does apply probably to just a few of you, or maybe even one person specifically. But I feel like for those of you that really, really need to make this offer, really need to reach out and help someone, May will be a time where you really feel just concerned. You're already intuitive, Cancer. So, I mean, it could be that your intuition is just really, you're more concerned as usual, or it intensifies during the month of May for this person. And you really just feel the need more intensely to reach out or check in on this person, see how they're doing, that sort of thing. So I would follow your intuition, definitely act on those feelings, Cancer. Now, some of you may be, there may be something going on again with a property, with a move. There may be a deal that falls through for those, so for those of you that happens, just remember that there's still, with the Sun card here, if that's the case, if a deal falls through, a job offer falls through, something involving a move, a property, a home, if someone outbids you, just know that there is another offer, another property coming in that's better for you. And it may not come in May. It may be coming in June. Maybe it's not on the market yet. Maybe it's not, just it's not available yet. The timing's not right. But yeah, towards the end of May, when Mercury goes direct, you'll start to see that things will be shaping up. But any deal that falls through in May, as they always are, there's something bigger going on. There's something you didn't know. There's information you didn't have, which is par for the course with Mercury retrograde. So not the best time to be signing contracts anyway. It leads to more hassles or things because of information you don't have, or that is hidden in the details. it always leads to more problems later. So anything that falls through is a save. Okay, you're dodging a bullet. Now the outcome, we've got a lot of fertility runes and stuff regarding children on the table. So motherhood and birth and so some of you may be finding out you're pregnant, trying to get pregnant in May, or just around children. You know, maybe it's someone else in the family that there's a wedding shower for, or there's a celebration of a new beginning. It could be a wedding also, but for many, this could be with the Sun card again, because that's achievement. It could be something that, you know, maybe somebody's been trying to get pregnant for a long time, and finally they find out they are, but they're not quite ready to share the news. Some people, because I also feel like there may be a situation where there are two members of a family trying to get pregnant first, like two sisters. Or, you know, and there's kind of like a little competition, and it's like, yes, everyone will be happy, but the one who, like, you know, didn't get pregnant first may be a little like, you know, there's something weird going on like that. Because yeah, the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's still a celebration. It's still, you know, people coming together and a happy family time. But then someone kind of feeling like, oh, I wish it had been me, or, you know, I'm the elder one. It should have been me first. That sort of feeling, you know, and I'm just reminded of siblings, because there can also be some competitiveness sometimes with that. But yeah, this is, but this really could be just someone sharing that they are pregnant, or about a new beginning, or their plans to leave a negative situation behind. They may be sharing this with their mother, or you know, moving in with mom, or, you know, this may be your daughter for many of you, but where they're just, it's kind of like a secret, and everybody's happy, but they can't really reveal like someone's plan or something like that, and that's good. But yeah, it's like we can't all go out and celebrate or have a big party, because this is kind of a secret, or it's kind of being kept under wraps, or I don't really want everyone to know. But you know, it could be that something happens at the end of May though, and like it's not finalized until June. So for some of you, maybe this is a new property that you find. Maybe one deal falls through, something doesn't work out, or you're outbid on a property or a home, and then at the end of May, you finally find the one, and things just aren't finalized until June, which is actually a better time because Mercury will be direct by then. But that is what I see for May, Cancer. Overall, a good month. It really looks like someone is really, you or someone close to you is really making a new start on some level, and there's a lot of joy around it, in spite of, you know, any negativity that may be around, because we all deal with that from various sources on a daily basis. Unfortunately, that's just the norm. But there is with the Sun card, a real ability to rise above any petty misunderstandings or bickering. But definitely skip on over to Vimeo and check out again your spiritual guidance card from the Nature's Whispers cards. And you know, we'll see. I'm gonna draw your card right now, and we'll see how that connects and plays in with this reading, and got some further advice for you. So good luck with May, and I will see you back here in June.